Hi everyone, I hope everybody is safe and well and healthy at home with your loved ones. It is absolutely an astonishing time to say the least, but I'm sure you can join me with a sigh of relief that we have some sort of indication when most of our businesses are going to go back to normal. Well, I say not normal. I think life as we know it in the salons are going to be slightly different, but I am very, very positive that once we all comply with regulations, this will blow over and it will be the thing of the past. We'll be having conversations about, my God, do you remember when we used to do this? And I certainly hope that is the case anyway. But I just want to wish everybody that is going back to work. I know there's some countries that have gone back to work like now. There's like Australia, I think Switzerland have gone back, Denmark. So I wish you all the very best. Hairdressing Live has been going for 3 years, and we have been collaborating with some of the world's most incredible stylists. For me, I'm very, very delighted to have been able to collaborate and to being able to film some absolutely amazing masterclasses to bring to you at home yourself. I know, I mean, during this time, I talk to many, many hairstylists, and I've got to ask you one question. Are you the type of stylist to sit back and just wait for the salons to open? Or are you refining, educating yourself, preparing yourself for when that curtain is pulled back up again? You are, or you have become, a better version of you. And I know what I am anyway. I'm preparing myself. I'm becoming a better me. And there's a lot of stylists that are doing that. So I wanted to join you today and offer you a free masterclass on behalf of Hairdressing Live to all our YouTube followers. Okay, we've never done it on YouTube before, but we're going to go live on YouTube. It's the first for us. As you know yourself, it's all pay-per-view with our subscriptions. But this time we wanted to give something back and give you a free class. We're possibly going to do a few extra free classes on YouTube. So I would love it, because we're new, we're almost like virgins into the YouTube scene. So if you could share, you could like it, maybe comment on it. Or maybe, tag somebody that you believe could benefit by this class, if that's okay. I'm very, very grateful if you can do that for us. So I'm going to be, I'm going to share with you a little overview video of some of the masterclasses available on Hairdressing Live right now. And after that, it goes into our live stream, which is a class that I filmed maybe a year ago. And it's predicated on a shoot that I did in Morocco for a magazine. And it was like an architectural design. So we used like a bracket to elongate the hair, but I'm sure you will absolutely love it. There's loads of techniques that you can take from it. I can show you exactly how to do make brackets to be able to create your own avant-garde looks. Okay, I hope you like it. Please comment on the class below, and I'll see you all again soon.
Develop your confidence.
World-class educators, straight to your computer.
Wherever you are, you can watch.
Instantly.
Passion, commitment, and dedication.
Fantastic way to learn.
High quality.
Information being accessible to people all over the world.
Strengthen your weaknesses, but also strengthen your strengths.
Hairdressing Live, the future of education. I'm Tim Hart.
Hi and welcome to Hairdressing Live. My name is Paul Davey, Creative Director of Davey Davey and founder of Hairdressing Live. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some avant-garde looks. we're going to be using brackets to create an architectural sculpture, if you like, a 3D sculpture, which is by using brackets. So I'm going to share with you today exactly how to create those brackets and actually put them into the head and secure them and overextend long hair. It's a remarkable avant-garde technique to use for if you're involved with photographic or wanting to create your own collections within the salon creatively. But hopefully today I can inspire you to create your own take of what I'm about to do. Beforehand, what we have gone and done, we've gone and prepped the hair beforehand just for time. I want this class to be a shorter class for you, but just for time, I've actually prepped the hair. This is Katie, my model. And basically what we've gone and done, on her own dry hair, her hair was previously washed and she came with it dry. I've actually gone section by section, little small sections, and sprayed directly on dry hair. Now, product like this is a concentrated product, so whenever it goes on dry hair, it becomes quite stiff. And it's great texture to use, especially if you're putting hair up, because it just stays and it does exactly what you want it to do. Well, most of the time anyway. But I've gone through, sprayed all this through and blow dried it in. I mean, blasted it in rather than brushing it. I haven't put a brush through it, so I've just blasted the whole hair through, and then once it's dry, I actually brush through it delicately by using like a bristled nylon brush. Bristled nylon brushes are very, very gentle on hair, so it doesn't break the hair at all, and it's a little bit nicer to use on your guest or on the model that you're doing this look on. And then what we've gone and done is actually just gone through each section with our GHD crimpers and just crimped each section. And what this is going to do is going to give us a lovely thick texture, which gives us a little ripple through it, which gives us a more of a this isn't going to be like a perfected mold, although it's going to have the silhouette of that. But whenever you look into it detailed, it's going to have like that ripple and like little crimped texture. So when we pull it out afterwards, it gives a softer texture. I took that influence basically from geisha hair. Geisha hair has the silhouette of being very, very nice and slick and very polished. But however, if you look at the way geisha hair is done, I was lucky enough to actually sit through a presentation before by a proper Japanese hairdresser who was performing a lovely hairstyle, which was a samurai look. And they went through every section and crimped it. And then they use oil. It's like a wax, which I was lucky enough to get my hands on. So this is a wax that goes through the hair, so it gives the hair a nice sheen, but they wear it like that for about a week. And it's basically, this is like a lovely smelling wax, which it doesn't age it ages very well in the hair. So it gives you the nice sense rather than as dirty hair as such. So this is where this is how we have got here anyway, right now. So the hair feels really, really thick and textured. So it feels really, really, I mean, if I touch that, you're going to get loads and loads of volume into it. So I've just brushed it all through so it's nice and there's no knots in there whatsoever. So I'm just going to keep brushing it at the moment, and I'm slightly sectioning. I'm going to put a little parting through the middle of the head, about 2 inches in. About 2 inches in from the nape line. As you can see, the lovely makeup here, so I'm actually keeping that line all the way through, and I'm going to section all the way to the top of the ear, right? So on both sides, so section like that. So just brush the hair back. As you can see, this hair is like a mane at the moment, and that's through the crimp and through using the product, the Root Boost in the Moroccan oil. So you get like lots of hair, which is really, really good. So I'm actually going through and going to section through the front areas. I'm going to section a little piece away here to the recession line, and I'm going to isolate this front area away. This. So I get 2 pieces. Just going to roll that out the way gently, okay? I don't want to buckle the hair too much. Okay, going to keep that away, right? And from both sides here, I'm going to get my bracket. Now this is a bracket I made quite some time ago. And it's aged quite nicely, actually. As you can see, it's gotten a little bit, like the hair internally has frayed a little bit, which is quite nice. So basically what I want to do here, I want to get both ends of the bracket and match where it's going to go. I'm going to take a little section out through there. I'm going to share with you how I made that. So I'm going to take a little section out of there. And I'm going to put a little Kirby grip in to keep that away. Okay, just want to keep that away there. So I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. Just match in, make sure that you can, yeah, perfect. So this is basically trial and error as well. When you're working with these, you know, I mean, for me, I think I was, you've heard of me speak of this many, many times in interviews and in classes. For me to get this right, I had to mess around quite a lot and create, well, actually make lots of mistakes, right? So I had to make lots of mistakes first before I got where I was going with this. So I was on a job in, I think it was in Malta, and we wanted, it was for a bridal, but it was more of an avant-garde bridal sort of look. And we also had, it was an editorial for another magazine where we used the bracket for as well. So we used it in two different ways. Now, whenever you are creating these, it takes a little bit of understanding where the hair is going to go, and you know, an understanding of how to actually create these looks. But like I says, I got this wrong a lot of times before I got the right look. Right, so basically, as you can see, I'm just combing over that section. So that section is just going to be where I'm going to pillar my hair bracket up. I will come to the hair bracket shortly, where I'm going to share with you. You just tilt your head back there for me. So where I'm going to share with you exactly how I made them anyway. But before I do that, I want to get this hair up and over. So I'm combing it back up into a ponytail. This is the plan, to get it back into a nice tight ponytail right at the top of the head. I'm going to be sharing with you some stitching techniques. I love the way, I mean, a lot of hairdressers are using a lot more stitching, even on clients in the salon, even going out on weekends, lovely ponytails, but they're using the elastic a lot more now, which is great to see. And if you don't use them, you know, make sure that you do get them in, because they're really good to use. And a lot of time, you know, inspiration, you always get asked that question. I mean, during a lot of the masterclasses, we always get questions coming in, like where do you get your inspiration from? I mean, as you know yourself, inspiration can come from many areas. I took this basically as I wanted to create elongated heads and like leave people a little bit, oh, how did they do that? You know, to create all that volume and all that height, but almost have it quite narrow rather than, you know, like, I mean, you can backcomb a load of hair and just, you know, have it to the top of the head and create a massive bun and add loads of hair around it. But I wanted to create a 3D, quite narrow shape that it just came straight up out of the hair. And this worked perfectly because I was able to create a bracket which just rolled around, which you're going to see now in a second. But how you make those, make them with either coat hangers, wires. Just tilt your head back for me there, please. You get coat hangers, you can cut them up and just remold them. By heating up the wire, it becomes quite pliable. So, just going to get that nice and tight. Don't want any of those baggy areas, but even if you do, I'm going to show you a technique how to get them out. Use a little bungee. Hook it in, come back around, secure it with your hand. Pull the rest of the hair through. Now, I want to make sure I get this right. And I'll tell you why I want to make sure I get this right. Because you need enough hair. So I think I need to come higher up here. But let me just check this. So you measure it against the bracket. But before I move on, let me just share with you exactly. So this is the end bracket. But before we got there, we basically get wire, right? And you get pieces of hair. Now you can crimp that hair. You can also get the real, you know, the fake €5 type of hair, which is like synthetic, and just cover it all the way around. Now I have some spray glue, so I usually make the steel quite sticky and just wrap it around so it actually firmly stays in there. Now you can either tape it or you can get black tape, white tape, whatever tape you may have. But that's the bracket beforehand. And then what you can do is just wrap it with hair nets. Now you can make these even bigger again, so they elongate off the head, but you need really long hair to be able to do that. So let me just take that out, and I'm going to get it a bit closer. Okay, make sure it's in the middle. See, that's important. A little bit closer. Now you can get, these are geisha combs as well. So you just tighten up the hair, or you just get a regular comb. You can get a regular comb in there. Now the hair's all rippled anyway, and I was amazed how unperfect some of the geisha hair was. Like, as in, when you looked at it, it had a silhouette of being, you know, really nice and shiny. But when you looked into it, it was kind of a little bit more undone type of hair internally. I know it's actually very much formed in a very structured way, and they are. But so if I can just tilt your head forward there now. So this is what you end up with, okay? You end up with two pieces, which are going to wrap around the bracket. And then I get a section here, which I want to stitch my hair onto that line, basically just below it, right? So the hair comes there. I'm going to stitch that back. So then this becomes our volume, all right? So what we do is get our kit, which our kit is full of loads of clips and scissors and a little needle. I'm going to use white thread. Okay, let me just get that through. Okay. Some white thread. So I don't want to cut this up too much because I'm going to cut a piece of thread. Now, when the Japanese are doing hair, they also stitch hair. This is exactly what they do. Okay, so I'm going to pull all my hair down forward. Just take your head back for me a little bit. I'm going to run it along where that line is, just after it, Make sure it goes right away to the scalp. Pull one piece through. You end up with your hair here and your elastic. Wrap it around 3 times. You can keep your tension on that and just wrap it around again and just tie it in so it's securely in. I'm just going to leave the hair out of that for a moment. Sorry about all the hair on the face here for the second. I'm going to take my little 2 pieces out where the hair was clipped. Now we secure this in by wrapping it around. Now twist the hair. Just going to show you here, just twisting the hair in, pushing it through, taking it back out again. Okay, so this will secure the bracket to the head and cover the wire.
I'm JP Mazella. We are here in our academy in central London, and I'm going to take you through this masterclass. So throughout the masterclass, everything's about technique, pure technique. That's why we do it and see it on a doll head. This is really about the mechanic, body position, hand position, section, elevation, to try to get the purest technique as possible. In the second part, it's about salon work, how you make someone looking amazing, looking sexy, having the hair moving, flowing, really everything that you do as a day by day, and you can take back to straight away do it in your client in the salon. Then finally, a little bit of inspiration, our latest collection called Reversible, where we have 3 models that we've showcased with straight hair, afro hair, and then a little bit of styling, when precision cutting meets precision styling. So this is not just how to cut hair, but why. This is MMP's Masterclass.
The pin. Okay, I'll leave that hair out at the moment. I've got to do the same on the other side. Do you want to step in here, Lily? Okay. So this is our assistant, Lily Hand, everybody. Thank you, Lily, for coming down. So I'm going to need a hand with this now in a moment, you see. So let's take that out there. Just going to move around this way. So I'm going to need some pins in a second anyway, okay? So again, same thing on this side. I know this wobbles a little bit at the top, but that's only until it's secured. And you have to go underneath the bracket just to cover that. Very good way. Securing the bracket in. Lily too here is also very interested in doing sort of avant-garde hair. She's just came second in the Irish Hairdressing Federation Championships for her avant-garde section. So something that she's very, very much passionate about. And she would tell you herself is that there's a lot of trial and error with these looks to get them right. So you have to really practice about getting them right. What I'm going to do here, that is there for a reason. That hairnet. Brush there, yeah, brilliant. So I'm brushing this out. Even if you didn't want to do it with crimped hair, you can also do it with just like straight hair. But what I would recommend you do is actually set the hair on rollers beforehand so it bends over this way better. But before I do this, I just wanted to share with you a little video. John, if you could play a video of the Hairdressing Live. This is a few overviews of classes that we've done this year. So enjoy this 1-minute video first.
Welcome to Hairdressing Live. I'm Eugene Suleiman.
Hairdressing Live is the future of education, and I'm Christelle Landquist, the Global Creative Technical Director for TG.
Welcome to Hairdressing Live. I'm Alan Austin Smith, the founder of Fantastic Hairdressing.
Hairdressing Live, the future of education, and I'm Tom Connell.
This is Hairdressing Live. Welcome back. That was a preview of a lot of our masterclasses. I mean, some amazing stuff on there, from TG to Rush to Alan Edwards to Jack Howard. There's so much work on Hairdressing Live right now. So please indulge and share it with as many people as possible. I mean, whenever people get inspiration, there's nothing better than sharing that inspiration with others. So please spread the word anyway. It's something that we're trying to do, trying to create accessible education for everybody at home, or even because everybody's lives have become so much more busier now. So it's great that we can access, pause, play, replay, and share inspiration with as many people as possible anyway. But it's great the way we can pause and play and replay again, because sometimes you go to masterclasses and you just go and watch them and you don't have a visual for it afterwards. But now we have the availability of actually taking that masterclass home with us and rewatching it again and again. So it's amazing. So just the final part of this anyway, well, the second part to it realistically, the final part is the front bit. So as we pull the hair up, what we start doing here, Brian, if you want to come around here as well, we start twisting the hair. So we pull all the hair up, we start twisting it, right? As we twist it, it gets tighter around the bracket, and you start pulling it down. So when you've got texture like this, I mean, I've got to see it from the front as well, just so we get, so excuse me for one moment there. You can pull it around there anyway, so it's just kind of tight. So it just comes around and creates that oval shape. Pull it down, keep tightening it. Okay. So how you secure it, I'm just going to show you. Okay, Brian, are you in there? So basically we're going to secure it, twist it, pulled it over the rest of the hair. Now you can sort of remold this a little bit. I'm pulling it down. Really wanted to just cover that bracket underneath. Just hold that for a second. Thanks, Lily. So where I had that part in earlier on, okay, I'm just going to spin you around. Just give us that brush for a moment. Brush the rest of the hair. This spray. pull some hair out. So, same here. Okay. Just pull the hair out a little bit. And as you come around through the back, I'm just curving it over. So I've gone and pinned it over one side. I'm going to pin it back over the other side. Now opening the pin, just using tension that it already has. Even for me doing this today, I was like, what, you know, I mean, for a class, I was mapping this out a couple of weeks ago. What can I do? You know, I was thinking, do you know what? Let's do the sculptured look that we did. You know, I did this a couple of years ago, but I've never really shown anybody how to do it. So realistically, what I want to do is create this elongation. And it's, I mean, if you look at it closely, you know, there's little discrepancies with it and everything, but from a whole, the silhouette is very much perfect. You know, you get that captured, you get the architectural design, you know, it's very much like, you know, inspired by geisha hair, I guess, but going the other direction. Geisha hair is all folded at the back usually, but I wanted to fold something here, but it was just taking a light inspiration from it. Just to recap what we did, we prepped with some volume mousse, blow dried it all in, didn't use a brush at all, blow dried all the hair in and crimped the whole thing so it made the hair like double the size. It's a remarkable tool to create massive amount of texture. I parted through the center about 2 inches in, I came down to the top of the ear. I took 2 recession lines and isolated the front area away. I got my bracket, put it on either side and had to take 2 pieces where that was going to join the head. So I needed to take 2 little slithers away from here so I could actually wrap it around the steel piece. So once I isolated those, just used some Kirby grips, I combed all the hair on top of the head to create a ponytail right on the top of the head. And I had to come quite high because when we come to this point here, this is where we need to stitch it to so that the ponytail came to about here, folded forward, and I stitched it down to that line, okay? Once I stitched it down to the line, I put the bracket back on and rolled the hair around the steel part of it, okay? So it hid the steel part. Got the front part where the ponytail is, pulled it over the top, rolled it down. As I rolled it down, it falls down the side. You can feed it down so it nurtures down through the side areas. But once you make the brackets, the correct brackets, you can position these on different parts of the head. I hope you've enjoyed the class. I'll see you all again soon.
I'm Jorge Cáncer from Expression, and our aim as a company, it was always to express, create and share. In the last 15 years, we've been working in new ideas for the hair industry, where we create more than 20 innovative techniques. Many people are curious about the way we do hair. So that's why we create this class with Hairdressing Live, to share our most 5 iconic looks. We try to find inspiration inside of ourselves. It's the only way that you can create something really unique. We are Expression, and this is our masterclass.